delivering this most Masonic toast. To the Grand Master,
the Grand
Lodge of Canada,
the
Province of Ontario, Please to join me in delivering.
Could Met officers soon have to reveal their ties to the Freemasons, a centuries-old fraternal organisation? We find out why. Should police officers have to tell their bosses if they are part of the Freemasons, which is a centuries-old fraternal organisation? The Met has started a consultation on whether membership should be declared as part of improving trust in the force. But the move has been criticised by the Met Police Federation and the Freemasons themselves. Our Home Affairs correspondent Sonia Jessup joins me. Hi, Sonia. What exactly is the issue here?
Well, for the Met, the issue is one of trust and transparency. At the moment, officers have to declare any association with an individual or a group if it could compromise their integrity or if it could damage public confidence. And the Met is considering whether membership of the Freemasons should be added to that list. Now, Freemasonry, as you say, is a centuries-old organisation. It says it's about charity and fellowship, but it's also been dogged by allegations of nepotism and also corruption, which they deny. 4 years ago, a report recommended that officers should declare if they were a member. And this was a report which looked at the Met's failings in the unsolved murder of Daniel Morgan, who was killed in 1987 in southeast London. And it said that membership of the Freemasons had been a source of recurring suspicion and mistrust in the investigations.
If you thought that Masons were just good men making good men better, well, stick around till the end because this is some shocking breaking news. According to the BBC, 1 day ago, Met Police must reveal membership if they are a Freemason. Officers in the Metropolitan Police must tell bosses if they are a member or have ever been a member of the Freemasons, the force has announced. The group has been added to the Met's Declarable Associations policy along with other hierarchical organizations. The Freemasons, one of the world's oldest social and charitable organizations, sees members pledge loyalty to the fraternity's principles and offer mutual support to each other. The move.
Now, what's crazy about that is today on my way home, I recorded this Mason Lodge that is connected to the police station here in Lackawanna, New York. Check this out. So here in Lackawanna, at the Freemason Lodge, right, it's connected underground to the police station. Make that make sense. You got the Freemason Lodge connected to the police station. Make that make sense. Yep. Freemason Lodge right next to the police station. Make it make sense. Yeah, yo, Freemasons is all the way up it's infiltrated the highest ranks of our government and even beyond that. Like, I can't even say too much on this video.
What better way to end the Gregorian calendar year than by breaking a story like this? If you know anything about Freemasonry, you know that it is a dark and demonic secret society organization that at the very top worships the phallus or male organs. It's just like the scripture talked about where the Most High said that Lucifer was the god of this world and the father of lies. And when you see Freemasonry, you see his organization in full effect, working to build his sinister plans of destroying humanity. And it's really sad because a lot of times people get into these organizations and they don't understand the complexities of the demonic side of it. They start out at the beginning as first degree and second degree and third degree, not understanding that there are 32 and 33 degrees to Freemasonry, that at the top are for the systems of control of the world. And you only have to go to Albert Pike, who was the founder of Freemasonry, to understand that their god is Lucifer. And the fact that the Fraternal Order of the Police is trying to put regulations around exposure of Freemasonic members is very interesting, because when you think about it, again, both organizations, they're operating under the same principles. In the same way that during chattel slavery, that the slave catchers were the original police, That is the same system that the UK operated under and operates under concerning the Fraternal Order of the Police and Freemasons.
When you actually go back into the history of the police, which is very fascinating, I would ask anybody watching this to actually do the history of the police of any nation, because it comes from exactly the same principle. There is none of it will ever change. You can go to at least 53 countries in the world, or legally defined areas in the world, and you will find that the police were created for exactly the same reason. The two reasons they were created was, one, to protect the aristocracy from us, to protect their goods, their lifestyle, their possessions from us. The second reason was to create state control of street life, because they knew through keeping crime alive, there was a lot of money to be made there. A lot of money.
Through keeping crime alive?
Absolutely. That's their job, to keep crime alive. Not to solve crime, to keep it alive. What they did is they structured what's called a private political army. And they called them the police. Now, the funny thing is, they were created by policy, and they are ruled by policy, and they don't do anything outside of the parameters of policy. And if you take the word police and say it differently, it actually says policy. So it's there in your face. And it's always been there. The writing's always been on the wall. It's just whether you choose to read it or not. When you look at the structure of the police, you see command structure hierarchy exactly the same as the army, which has been infiltrated by the Ministry of Funny Handshakes. Most of chief superintendents, chief constables, all that really should be called Chief Freemason, because 90% of them, if not 100% of them, are part of the Freemason fraternity, which is that element of it is a papal army. So they're actually doing the work, you know, they're under papal orders, if you like.
So once again, the papacy has struck. Papal bull, the same papal bull that by Doom Diversus decree allotted for the transatlantic slave trade. What we need to understand is all of these systems are working in tandem together for the deliberate destruction of the peoples, whether they are African Israelites or whether they are impoverished people, anyone who is not at the top of the feeding chain. And so when we see all of the things that are happening now with the exposure of the Freemasonic members in the UK from the police, in my opinion, and you can definitely let me know what yours is down below, this is a part of the order out of chaos. And we have to remember that they cause the problem so that they can then create the solution around the problem. And most often it is tied into the position of the one world beast system. So, you know, don't get overly excited when you see things like this happening, because this is all about causing a confusion of mind, causing a confusion of the populace. But remember, they're all working on the same team. Anyway, these are my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe if you have not already done so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell on your right so you can get all of my latest updates. Yeah, family, we have to stay vigilant because the times are evil. May Yahuwah continue to bless you and keep you. Yah bless.